If you've spent enough time cooking with me in this class, then you may have heard me mention that I'm allergic to all raw fruits and vegetables. As one of the many comorbidities that goes alongside my chronic illness, I have MCAS, or mast cell activation syndrome. In simpler terms, it means that my body is hypersensitive to allergens. As it just so happens, fruit and vegetables are the ones that mess me up the most, unless they're cooked, which brings me to my experiment. I saw a video online about someone with MCAS microwaving a plate of kiwi to, quote, kill the allergens, and I was immediately interested. However, I didn't have kiwi in my house anymore, so I went with the next best thing. Avocados, because they're kind of the same thing, right? And I'm really allergic to them, so it'd be great. For this experiment, I decided to microwave 3 samples of avocado for different amounts of time to track my symptoms after consumption. I was interested in the denaturing process that undergoes food in a microwave, so for 30, 60, and 90 seconds, I microwaved. In the past, cooking vegetables has afforded me with much more flexibility. I can eat bok choy stir fry or carrot soup, things I couldn't touch otherwise. Some things, such as walnuts, don't seem to be affected by heat or other denaturing substances. Avocado, however, is one I haven't tried. So let's see what happens. The first thing I noticed between my 3 samples was texture. Similar to the onions experiment we conducted in class, the cell walls of the avocado had begun breaking down due to the heat. The sample heated for the longest amount of time showed the most signs of breakage. Then came the taste test. One of the first things I noticed about these is that they had absolutely zero flavor. They tasted a lot like raw egg, and the texture was really, really rubbery, and it was really unpleasant. But I did notice it didn't have that trademark metallic taste that I usually get when eating things I'm allergic to, particularly with avocado. And then I realized that I wasn't really having the reaction I expected. And when I looked at those videos, everyone said that they were doing it for 20 seconds. And then I realized I probably should do some samples on a lesser time. So I went back to the microwave, and I did 5 and 10 seconds, and I watched it spin some more, and I got some results I actually liked a lot more. You can tell that they're not as broken down here as the 30 or 60 or 90 second samples, but still a little bit affected. Immediately after eating these samples instead, I started seeing the trademark symptoms of an allergy. My stomach started hurting, my throat started feeling tight, I felt that metallic taste, and it tasted like avocado, particularly in the 5-second sample as opposed to all the other ones, which was really fascinating. And then it was time for the control sample, raw avocado. The first thing I noticed, the texture was fantastic. It was smooth, it was creamy, it wasn't rubbery at all, and it had that signature avocado taste alongside the metal that I was really expecting from all of these. I take a really high dose of antihistamines every day, so that's why I suspect I didn't have as much of a reaction. So now I don't even need my EpiPen. Bye-bye, old friend. For mandated reporter reasons, this is a joke. I got it out of the trash. So let's take a look at some results. The majority of symptoms occurred when the avocado was cooked for less time, when the denaturation of the proteins is less extreme. During the first 10 minutes, I displayed the majority of symptoms, which makes sense for my typical allergic response time. All in all, experiments as subjective as this always have some room for error. The antihistamines I take, the tolerance my body builds during the experiment, and even the allergens in each individual avocado are all contributing factors to possible margins of error. But I think it was a fun experiment and something I've been wanting to try for a while, and I'm glad that I got the opportunity to do it. Moral of the story, maybe don't subject yourself to allergic reactions, but if you do, make sure you have an EpiPen nearby, and as always, do as I say, not as I do.